I've been taking some time to upgrade my walls in preparation for this coming update. It's a large and arduous task, but as I've done trip after trip after trip, I've learned a few things that I wanted to share with you guys. First, let's talk about how many trips you're going to have to take. If you are starting from scratch, you will need to take 2 trips to the green rock zone for every 1 trip you take to the green wood zone. If you already have level 2 walls like me, then you will be taking 6 trips for every 1 trip to the green wood zone. Now, to upgrade everything in your base is going to take hundreds of trips to these zones. So for now, let's just talk about the bare minimum to protect yourself against the horde and eventually raiders. In order to build one single wall all the way around the outskirts of your base, you're going to be taking around 35 trips to the green rock zone and 17 trips to the green wood zone. This number includes the wood you will need to create coal as fuel to make iron for your level 3 floors and doors. If you use my method of farming, this will take about 4 to 5 hours of active play, 8 hours of putting your character on auto while you do something else, and 25 hours of travel, which you can speed up some with energy if you want, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because the real limiting factor is your workbenches. Even if you keep them running constantly, processing all the materials to build this single wall will take your workbenches 50 hours. So I recommend taking your time. Now, in the past, I've told you to use a set of tier 1 gear minus the shoes. And this is still the best tactic in my opinion, but in order to save some time, I've moved away from making sure that I always have a full set of gear. Because of the way that Last Day on Earth's armor system works, having 1 piece of gear is half as good as having 3 pieces of gear. So now I just make sure that I start out with at least 1 or 2 pieces of gear, and then I make more gear from the cloth that I get from fallen enemies, which bonus means that cloth does not take up one of my inventory slots. I've also moved to using 2 weapons. I used to use the makeshift bat, but tape has become a lot more valuable. Every once in a while, you'll find golf clubs and baseball bats in the chest of the green zone. So as long as you use a spear for all the enemies with 40 hit points, then your golf club or baseball bat should last you long enough until you find another one. If you own a motorcycle, I recommend putting tape, bolts, and scrap metal in your 3 slots so that you can do 4 or 5 runs before having to empty your motorcycle. If you run to the zone, you'll have a much greater chance of seeing this guy. I recommend making the most of it and gathering a big group together for him to kill for you. After clearing out the map, I put my character on auto and I get work done. I make breakfast for my family, get emails done, play with my kids. As long as you have the sound on a little bit and you check every once in a while to make sure your guy is at full health, nothing's gonna kill you. And that's how I do it. Now, some of you have more time than I do to play actively and less things to do in your real life. So there is one other method that is a little faster. Roaming zombies are so slow that you can easily avoid them while farming the entire zone. This saves you a lot of time and resources because you don't have to kill them. But you have to be actively playing because if your character ever runs into this horde, you will die. Well, that's it guys. Hope that helps. I'll be playing live this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. GMT.